Liberty Falls has so many Easter eggs and secrets. From being able to summon any power-up on demand, or even becoming a superhero. There is just so much to do, so no faffing around, tap the subscribe button, and let's dive straight in. The first set of secrets we're going to be uncovering is how to get all of the power-ups on demand whenever you need them. I'm going to group all of these together and get through them as quickly as possible to be able to save you some time. Max ammo can be picked up immediately, like from the moment you spawn in. Turn around, face the bridge, and you will see the little max ammo cache thing right here. Shoot it and you will get a max ammo spawn on your location. Bear in mind, all of these power-ups can only be used once per game. Bonus points can net you 500 essence. Just walk past the comic shop, turn and look up at the window, shoot right here, and voila. Double points can be found in the Gravekeeper's yard if you just take a look up at this little water tower thing. This one's kind of hard to spot, but it's just here. If you can tap that and then run all the way down to bonus points, you can actually get 1,000 points for free rather than 500. Max armor can be found right next to Speed Cola at Washington Avenue, run behind the bus. Have a little peek into this shop window and you'll see an armor plate on this tray. Shoot that and then you'll be wearing more protection than you did when you lost your virginity. Insta-Kill can be found at the back of the church. If you run all the way up here next to the armor thingy, look up here towards the roof of the back of the church and there's a little skull that you can shoot. All of the zombies will become easy pickings. If you want a free nuke, head to the roof of the bank, look through the skylight, and you'll be able to see a little fella right here that you can shoot. Full power can be found on West Main Street, just outside of Liberty Lanes. Once again, run straight behind the bus, look between the cars, and you'll find it stashed in there. Looks like 2 swords. This is the one that powers up your field upgrade, by the way, just in case you're confused like I was when I first saw this. And that's pretty much it. There are rumors that you can actually get a fire sale by throwing Semtex into this red pool. The trick is you throw 3 Semtex on a vermin round and then the red ball shoots stuff at you and you can get rewards like salvage. I haven't actually been able to recreate the fire cell. For me, it only shoots out 2 balls and then just never does anything else, but give it a go because it may work for you. So, now that the power-ups are all done, let's go to something that you probably already know about, but it's worth mentioning for new players, which is the vending machine. This one can be found in the first room, where you start the game, just run up to it and melee the bottom near the little opening section. Is it an opening or an exit? Either way, hit the damn thing here and it'll either dispense some chips or some crisps, or maybe even a free perk, or a ray gun. Fun fact, if you actually go and get Melee Macchiato, you can hit this thing and it'll just disperse a bunch of stuff, but then you won't be able to use it for the rest of the game. Another pretty well-known trick is if you crouch and go prone next to a perk machine, you get 100 free points. This is doubled if double points is active. Same goes for this guy right here. If you shoot one of the balls on the pool table, or billiards, whatever you want to call it, 100 points will pop out, and of course that will be doubled as well if you have double points. Okay, now we can get into the fun stuff. If you want a free perk in the game, Deadshot Daiquiri, all you have to do is grab yourself a sniper rifle. You can try and do it freehand, but good luck. Head to the back of the graveyard and look through this little opening where the zombies come through. The reason you're going to want a sniper rifle, or at least something with a decent scope, is because there are 5 cans that you're going to need to hit one after the other. You can't miss a single shot, and it's kind of hard to do this when zombies are attacking you, so maybe do it between rounds. Either way, hit all 5 and you'll be given the Deadshot Daiquiri perk. The next one is so useful. If you go to the front of the church, look up at the spires, you will see a zombie head mounted on one of them. If you hit the zombie head with some kind of explosive like a frag grenade, a Semtex, pack-a-punch pistol, or sniper rifle with explosive ammo, all of a sudden it's gonna start raining zombies. And every single zombie that hits the ground will provide you with either essence, salvage, or some kind of score streak. Plus, there's a guaranteed ether wrench which will upgrade the rarity of your weapon, and the ether wrench only gets stronger as the rounds go by, so if you wait till round 10, it will become a blue or a rare ether wrench. Somewhere in the 30s, it will turn into a purple or an epic one, and I assume in the 40s it will turn into a legendary one, but I haven't had a chance to test that out yet. Next up is the bank vault. This is something that pretty much all players are aware of, but getting into it is another story. Just outside the front of the bank vault, you're going to want to jump onto the desk and have a look at this little sticky note. This is going to be the first number to get into the vault. Mine happens to be 14. It is going to be random every single game. For the second code, you're going to want to go to Ollie's Comics, jump over the desk, face the Aetherella statue, crouch down, and this is going to be your second digit. Mine is 32. Then for the third and final digit, head to Liberty Lanes, go to the snack bar, shoot the ice bucket, and then underneath that is going to be yet another sticky note with the third number in your sequence. Mine is 58. Go back to the bank vault, put in these numbers, and the zombies will actually avoid you for a short period of time while you enter the numbers. When you get inside, you can use the loot keys that are dropped by elite and special enemies to get pretty much anything. You can get standard weapons, wonder weapons, perks, Scorestreaks. It's kind of a lucky dip. The coolest part is that you don't actually have to put in the code every single time you want to revisit. You put it in once at the beginning, and then you just interact with the door whenever you want to revisit. Speaking of Scorestreaks, if you manage to get your hands on a chopper gunner while playing Liberty Falls, you can aim the chopper gunner at this barrel right here. After firing the chopper gunner at the barrel and destroying it, you'll be able to walk down here onto this patch of grass and pick up a shovel. You can then take that shovel over to the graves and start digging up a bunch of dead bodies. Not only will zombies and vermin jump out of these graves, but you can also get a bunch of different forms of loot. Next up, have you noticed something strange about these cars in Liberty Falls? Perhaps their passenger, Mr. Peaks, will know something about it. If you happen to grab yourself a mangler cannon, point it at one of these cars, fire away, and destroy Mr. Peaks, you'll be given a random piece of loot from the boot. It will most probably be a gun, which is fun and will help you on your zombies run. Oh, and Mr. Peaks will respawn randomly in one of the other cars that look exactly like this. There are 3 on Liberty Falls. Just wait till he pops up in another one and then send him to hell. No zombies map is going to be complete without a music Easter egg. To start, head up the staircase leading to Washington Avenue, which is where you can get speed cola. Duck down under this bench and you'll find a pair of earphones. Interact with them and you'll hear a little sound, then it's time to find the second one. This one can be found inside the church on one of the benches facing the altar. Once again, interact with the headphones and then we need to find the final one. This one is just outside of Liberty Lanes next to the crafting table. Interact with the final pair of headphones and you'll be treated to an absolute masterpiece. I'm not going to play it here because of copyright, but trust me, it will shock some of your teammates that didn't even know it existed. If you want to know how to find the wonder weapon of Liberty Falls, this is going to be a guide for you. Now, this is required for the main quest. I actually have a guide on how to do the whole main quest. Maybe you should go check that one out after watching this video. Anyway, to unlock the jet gun, you're going to want to hang around the graveyard until this guy randomly appears. This is the groundskeeper, and as far as we know right now, there is no dedicated place or time for him to spawn, but he will stand out as one of the only zombies that won't attack you, and he's got a funky looking outfit. When you take him down, he will drop his key. Head over to the shed, which is just by the crafting table, in this little back alley next to the graveyard. When you get into the shed, collect the handbrake, and this is the first of 3 pieces you're going to need. Next, you're going to want to go to Washington Avenue, the same area as Speed Cola, and head to the flower shop. Just outside, there'll be a little water valve that you can actually steal. Next, you're going to want to make your way over to Liberty Lanes, knock the front panel off this little doohickey. Then you're going to have to hold down a button for quite a long period of time. The safest way to do this is to drop a couple of smokes right underneath the panel. You can also use Ether Shroud. That's a pretty good workaround. When the water pressure has reached the maximum amount, you'll be able to pick up a water pressure gauge from the floor. Then finally, you're going to want to get your hands on a mangler's cannon. This can be obtained a couple of ways. The easiest of which is to grab yourself 1,250 salvage and make one at the crafting table. The second way of getting one is very simply to destroy the arm of a mangler. This works best when using explosive rounds, but you can use normal guns too. You're not always going to get one, but worst case scenario, you've now got a mangler that can't fire his cannon at you anymore. Head to the riverside and face the Radio House store. Fire the mangler cannon, take off the doors, and go inside, interacting with the trash on the floor. Most of the time, you're going to get salvage, but in one of these piles will be some electrical wires. Once you get them, head over to the motel in the first area of this map, which is just up these stairs, and you'll be able to craft yourself the jet gun, or as it's known in this game, the Thrustodyne M23. That's my girlfriend's nickname for me as well, the Thrustodyne. Because thrusting, get it? Anyway, using the jet gun, not only can you complete the main quest, but you can also become a superhero. If you head to the comic book store in Liberty Falls, you'll be able to collect some of the Aetherella statues. There are 4 that can be found inside the store itself, one here by the window, another by the door on the opposite side, One on top of this shelf right here next to the statue, and then another on the higher shelf just above Quick Revive. The next one can be found outside the motel in the first room of the map. Jump on the car, then suck it down from this ledge. Now we're going to run past Speed Cola, hop onto this car right here, face the AC unit and the window ledge above us. Then you can suck another one down. The next is on the ledge of the church itself. I've actually spoken about this in my main Easter egg guide, and I recommend that you don't completely suck this one up if you're planning to do the main quest itself. Next up, we're going to go away from the church over this grassy patch, jump onto the bus, face the Liberty Lane sign, and suck this one off the ledge here. Now you're going to want to run over to the bank, go all the way up, open up this ledge, jump down, and you'll be able to suck this one from across the street. And just like that, you have become a member of the Boys. I mean, it's a female superhero, but you know, The Boys is a TV show that, you know, lays it. You get the idea. Now, listen, I'm sure you've been hard at work with all these Easter eggs and stuff, so why don't we have a little party? Head over to the riverside and look through the binoculars. Is that what these things are called? If you look pretty much all the way to the right and then go up a little bit, you'll find a zombie having a little boogie on this cliff edge. After a couple of seconds, you'll exit this periscope binocular thing, and then you can head over to the other one to your right, find the zombie again, and then all of a sudden, you will get a really cool light show. Not only does this look really cool, but all of the zombies around you are going to start having a boogie. This will give you a bit of time to do whatever you need to do in the game, but just bear in mind that this doesn't stop vermin attacking you, so be careful. One of my favorite Easter eggs in Liberty Falls is the ability to actually go bowling. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. The Liberty Lanes bowling alley isn't just for show. To enter this cool little Easter egg area thing, we're gonna have to shoot a bunch of bowling shoes scattered throughout the map. The first one is gonna be found inside the Pump and Pay gas station. Just look through the area where the zombies spawn and you'll find it right next to the cash register. Next up, we're gonna want to run over to Riverside and have a look inside Frank's hardware store, which is next to Radio House opposite the comic book store. Next, you're going to want to go all the way up Hill Street just before you enter the church area. Have a look inside this window, and under the chair will be your third set of shoes. For the fourth pair, run all the way through the graveyard to the very back, look through this little archway, and you'll find a pair of shoes hanging from the tree. Then for the fifth and final pair of shoes, you're going to want to go to Benson's Burial Service on West Main Street. Look all the way to the left-hand side of the building, and you'll find yourself a pair of shoes on top of somebody's coffin. And this is just, it's such a cool Easter egg. The more points you get, the better the reward. You can get guns, perks, salvage, all that kind of stuff. And if you get 300 points, you actually earn an achievement. This is a lot easier when playing public lobbies or playing with friends, simply because more zombies spawn, which means more points. You can actually revisit this Easter egg without finding all the shoes again by heading over to the toilet next to the pool table in Liberty Lanes. And if you see a pair of shoes, shoot them and you'll be teleported back to that area where you can give it another go and get another set of rewards. For the penultimate Easter egg, this is something I think a lot of people are going to be familiar with, particularly if you're doing the main quest. But if you equipped the Napalm ammo mod, you can head into the church, start shooting some of these candles, and fire will suddenly rain from the ceiling, which is an absolute godsend for the main quest itself. Then for the final Easter egg of Liberty Falls, if you wait until round 25, the Wunderfizz machine will actually appear on the roof of the bank. For those of you who don't know what this does, it's like a vending machine that gives you any perk that you want. So if you get downed or you're going for really high rounds, something like that, you can essentially just perkaholic yourself for around about 44,000 essence. Anyway, that is every single Easter egg in Liberty Falls. If I've missed anything, let me know down in the comments and I can pin it. I really hope this guide has helped you. If for some reason you're struggling on the main quest, I have an entire walkthrough on that. Feel free to check that video out after this one. I'll have a full video on the Terminus Easter egg coming out soon, although there is the guided mode. I feel like maybe some people want to do it traditionally. And of course, there's a bunch of Easter eggs on that map that I am excited to cover. I love your faces. You're amazingly beautiful, and I will catch you in the next one.